Yeah, that's good. I guess because they found fewer of them this year, that means there are, we
It's
hope,
working.
fewer of them
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah, it's working, hopefully. The big divers going off this weekend for the 5th annual Gene Cloud, the Memorial Dive Tournament. They already have 80 people registered, so they'll be seeing some lionfish out there. At Tarpon Point is where they meet, and it's always a well-attended event, and looks like the weather conditions should be cooperative for that. We are looking at this photo sent in last night, gorgeous sunset. We had all the rainbows. I showed them. Heather Todd said, look at that, right in the middle part, just to the left of the middle, the angels in the sky. I mean, this wasn't the only photo sent in either. He showed a lot of those pictures coming in of that particular cloud formation right there. Lakewood Ranch showing some clouds and some fair weather cumulus clouds. Some rain came through briefly there, especially near State Road 70 and I-75, and then skies are looking pretty good right now, partly cloudy. We haven't had a lot of rainfall around, just a few isolated scattered storms along I-75. We got close to Bradenton, also into Northport, had some rainfall there, but most areas staying dry west of I-75. The showers that were around are gone, and they're not a lot out there because of the high pressure ridge at the surface and in the upper levels of the atmosphere right now. A little bit of light rain earlier also moved off from Northport, and that has since shifted off into the Gulf. And rainfall amounts, notice all of it to the east of I-75, so that's been a trend as of late too, with a lot of rain falling east of I-75. I think that will stay with us too on Friday. Some dry air to the north of us. You see this trough of low pressure that has come down, that has picked up Chris and carried it off into the open waters of the Atlantic and weakened it. It will also take this moisture, which could possibly become a tropical system again, at 50% chance of that happening. That's the remnants of Beryl, and that would move off into the open waters of the Atlantic or possibly hit Bermuda. For us, the forecast is calling for a few morning showers, isolated, and then inland activity picking up as the East Coast and West Coast meet, and then not much going on again tomorrow. So pretty quiet for this typically a very active afternoon and evening thunderstorm period, but that isn't going to happen much. Even over the weekend, it looks to be pretty good with 40% chances for rain. Well, in the tropics, we watch the remnants of what was Beryl, and again, some of the models showing it off to the northeast, eventually into the open waters of the Atlantic, so not a big concern there, except for Bermuda may have an issue with this down the road. We'll see how that plays off. Good news is, as we talked about earlier, well, I wanted to get back to that if we can, the Maine development region is extremely cold. We've talked about that in the tropics. That's good. That means we won't see as many big storms. On top of that, the wind shear forecast for the rest of July is extremely high in the Caribbean and in the Maine development region. And what that means is that if you see that in July, it usually means it's going to be pretty bad in August and September, which also knocks down storms with those easterly trade winds. 85 now in Sarasota. It's 89 in Sarasota, 90 in Arcadia now. Northport, you cooled a little bit due to the rainfall that was around, and 90 in Bradenton. Currently, we have a few clouds, 85 degrees, and calm out there. And as far as the high goes today, it warmed to 91. 74 was the morning low. 90 is our average, and 96 the record. For boaters, it stays very quiet out there, mostly smooth. An isolated storm in the morning, not out of the question. Seas running less than 2 feet. And the extended forecast, 30% chance on Friday, otherwise hot. And that will be the key all the way through the next 7 days. Highs at seasonal averages, and rain chances staying slightly below the seasonal average, with a chance for scattered showers and storms in the afternoon over the weekend. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you.